So, Pierre, parenting badly while campaigning, remembered that Winnipeg was a place recently. He stopped by local restaurant Cafe 22, which is basically a sit down restaurant where you can eat pizza from Pizza Hotline, which, if you're not familiar with this Manitoba staple, this chicken would describe as what your boss gets for the pizza party instead of giving you a raise or respect. It's also the sort of pizza that after you've eaten it and are later on the toilet, it causes severe repentance. Scholars agree that there is no atheist in a foxhole, and there are no atheists who have recently eaten Pizza Hotline. You will pray to every god you can think of, asking for forgiveness for the misdeeds you have committed in your life, and pray for mercy on your poor, poor stingray. That said, if you're going to order pizza from anywhere, ideally not Pizza Hotline, I'm going to give you a pro tip. Try pepperoni and pineapple. It's better than Hawaiian in every way. Optionally, you can add either Italian or chorizo sausage. It makes it sweet and spicy, cheesy and saucy, and just a little bit salty. You could say it's the chicken of pizzas. What was I saying? Oh, right. Pierre. Yeah, him and Spicy Melania were using their kids as props because you can't hate a pair of narcissists with kids. I mean, I can. I'm familiar with the disorder, and I'm so sorry for these kids.
Want cheese?
Just mushroom?
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. We got another one.
Misfire. That's okay. We got another
We got
one.
another one right here.
He's hired. He's hired. I'm not hired.
It's also worth noting that while ostensibly this looks like he wants to teach his kid how to make a pizza, really the plan is to have the kid look cute, which kids do. The kid is also probably there to avoid jokes about Pierre spending a bit of time doing actual working class labor, which of course he doesn't do well when he tries to both hold a kid and put a pizza in the oven, resulting in the pizza nearly ending up on the floor and all over his hands. One thing I do have to wonder about is his choice of clothing. He's shown up to rallies in his own merch, because everybody knows the band is cool when they wear their own merch. But instead of wearing one of the many dark blue t-shirts with the conservative logos on it that we know fill his closet to work with tomato sauce, he shows up wearing a white dress shirt. I get that he's a busy man trying to win so that he can subvert Canadian democracy and sell us out to the Americans. But does he not have someone who plans his wardrobe for these sorts of things for him? Now, don't get me wrong. I do things by the seat of my pants all the time. I once agreed to MC a local fundraising concert for a group of musicians. They wanted me to introduce each song before they played by saying who wrote it and a bit about it, which was fine. I can read, but I probably should have tried actually reading the blurbs out loud beforehand because I am dyslexic as fuck. And a whole lot of people with very funny names have written a lot of very impressive music. Of course, I was thankfully able to, turn it into a running gag, and the audience actually loved it. The guy who organized the whole thing was like, I'm really glad you can't pronounce any of those, because that just made it all the better. At the same time, in that situation, the stakes were quite low. On the other hand, Pierre is running to be Prime Minister of the country we live in. He showed up unprepared to deal with his own kid or tomato sauce. He's also shown up to use food banks as props, clearly not dressed like he's going to volunteer any of his time, which really, if you don't need food and you show up to a food bank, you should be volunteering your time. I am very tired of his tendency to cosplay as a man who knows what it's like for normal Canadians who are not getting tons of kickbacks from right-wing donors.